Good morning, folks. It is Wednesday, September 13th, and it's another round of our Coach's Corner with our varsity head football coach, Mr. Coach Enright. Coach, how are you this morning?
Doing well. It's good to see those four guys that we're going to see later on the show here today, but doing well for coming off of a loss.
Yeah, for sure. And a tough one this past Friday. It's one of those things where people ask the question all the time, would you rather get blown out or would you rather lose by 1 point? And my answer is neither.
Yeah.
So it's always tough. A loss is a loss, and it's really tough. So what are some of your takeaways from that game on Friday night?
Man, it was tough. I always say when kids work so hard and the coaches work so hard, the hardest thing to do as a head coach is to go down the corner and have the guys take a knee, and you've got to find the right thing to say after something like that. But I thought some of the major takeaways were 5 turnovers. 3 turnovers in the first 7 offensive plays of the game. So our first 3 drives ended in turnovers. That usually is not a recipe for success.
Right.
So, and then a crucial turnover in the fourth quarter when we had a 7-point lead going down 25-yard line going into score. And those things happen. We got to make them happen less, obviously, if we want to win. But the 5 turnovers stand out. The 2 block kicks. We had a punt blocked, and then obviously the big one at the end really hurt. So I don't know that there's ever been a team in the history of any level of football have 5 turnovers and 2 block kicks and win a game.
Yeah.
And we still had a chance. So that's promising, but it doesn't make it any easier. It was a rough meeting. But what we talked about was the only thing that I kind of know how to do is point the thumb. Look in the mirror. What can I do better to help this team be successful? And I think this group is going to do that. They've done it so far this week. I love our kids. I think their approach was great. Sometimes mistakes happen in a game. Not going to use the fact that we're young. The referees weren't a factor. We just didn't play well a few plays of the game, and it cost us. And I think we'll grow and learn from that. And if everybody kind of points the thumb and not the finger at somebody else and looks in the mirror and kind of dedicates themselves to how can I help improve this football team, I think we'll be just fine. But I know to a man, everyone's going to do that. So. Right,
yeah, I have no doubt. And I feel like for being such a young team, they do take their own responsibility quite seriously. A lot of the guys that I talk to, I could have done this, could have done that, and I think that says a lot about them. So
it does, and it also says a lot about our senior leadership. Yeah. Just to be honest, Stephen Oyeteo, Albert Aguirre, and Javian Jones are kind of 3 alpha males that you hope as a coach you have, but to have 3 of them on one team that what they say goes. If they speak, people listen. And it's because of their work ethic. It's because they do things right all the time. It's because they're genuine. It's because they love their teammates. So, having those 3 guys really, really helps get over a loss quicker, so to speak.
Right. Well, and we're talking about leadership. So who were some of the standouts offensively on Friday night?
I thought offensively, Poe Dodo continued to excel. He had 9 carries for 121 yards, so that's over 12 yards a carry, which is outstanding.
Well, he had a 95-yard touchdown called back.
A 95-yard touchback.
Imagine if that got added on.
Back. Yeah, so that would have been 10 for 225.
Yeah.
So, he continues to he really – training with Coach Lane has made him so explosive and dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Just the way he can break tackles, he can accelerate out of his cuts. He's got great ball skills. So just really proud of him.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Obviously to be able to run the ball like that, you have to have some blocking up front. Alex Serber won the Offensive Line Player of the Week. Just a physical, quick, again, dynamic lineman that you typically don't have. Sometimes you've got, big 300-pounders that maul people and might not be as quick, and then you have some little quick guys. He's right in between, 250 pounds, can move, and is just very violent, explosive, and finishes people. So he had a great game, but the 2 guys that really want to talk about up front, Nate Callahan had to come in and play center.
Yep.
And did just an outstanding job. As everyone knows, we've moved centers a few times. It happens in a season. We really felt like those 5 guys were our 5 that we think are the 5 best. So we kind of moved those guys around, and Nate became the center and just did an amazing job. All the snaps were good.
I think a lot of people say, offensive line is kind of a thankless job. And, I mean, Nate's just one of those kids that whatever you've asked him to do, he's done and done well. And I think he deserves a huge pat on the back. And we don't say his name as much as maybe we should.
No doubt. And sometimes you get overshadowed when you're the little guy on the line. Yeah. But little guy with a big heart. So couldn't be more proud of Nate. Yeah. And then also we lost Caden Cole, our big left tackle in the first quarter. Went out with a head injury. And Garrett Smith, who had started some games last year. He's lost a little bit of weight from last season. Baseball player as well, but he came in and we didn't miss a beat offensively. He'll be rolling at guard this week with Serber, and Javian and Coop will be playing tackle and Nate center. So gives us a really quick guard that can get around the edge and pull. But really proud of him. We had told him before the game that he was kind of going to be the backup for all 4 spots: left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard.
That's
which is a big role.
Yeah.
We've got some other guys in place now, but proud of those 2 guys for stepping up and stepping in. And then Chris Richmond continues to be impressive. Almost 400 yards, 100 yards a game receiving. Had 6 catches, a touchdown. Had an unbelievable block on Dodo's 80-yard touchdown run. Just screamed down the field. Flew in front of the guy, and that's how you teach it these days. You got to put your back to him, and he just cut right in front of him. And he made a block previous to that, to him sprinting down the field. So 2 blocks on 1 play, a touchdown block. Just couldn't be more proud of his commitment to the team. Sometimes it's hard. Wide receivers want the ball. Why can't I get the ball? Well, the game doesn't dictate that sometimes. Right. But he's been great. Team player, selfless.
I feel like he's one of the more well-rounded wide receivers we've had in our time here.
Yeah, and he's really
does
worked
a lot
at it.
Of things.
He does, but he's really worked at it to do it. Now he can run jet sweep and run the ball. He's really worked on his blocking. I mean, obviously as a light guy in the slot, it's tough. Sometimes you're going against outside linebackers that you've got to block, but he's really crafty and just done a great job of getting to the details of how to block bigger guys. Yeah. So just really proud of him.
For sure.
And Albert Aguirre, again, he just plays a lot of snaps. We'll get to him when we get to defense, though.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get to that defense. Who stood out? Obviously you just mentioned Albert. Who stood out defensively?
Our defense played good enough to win. We can't turn the ball over 5 times. We couldn't get them off the field, but that's because we kept giving them the ball back.
Yeah.
They ran 38 plays to our 20 in the first half, almost double. But that's not because of our defense. It's because we would get the ball and then give it right back. Yeah. So Albert had 21 tackles. I'm not sure I'd have to look back in the record book to see how many tackles is the lead for a game, but it's got to be up there. 16 solos, 5 assists. He's leading the Mid-State Conference in the area with 60 tackles in 4 games, craziness. 15 a game. Continues to be a dominant force in there. Great article by Kyle Neddenrip in the Indy Star about him and Javian coming back from the knee injury, but. It's rough on those guys because they had really, really high expectations after their sophomore season to be, recruited as they should. And when you don't have junior tape, it's very difficult. No one wants to recruit you at that point. So I feel like his first 4 games of his senior year is that's what college coaches are telling him. Your first 4 games of your senior year are very important for you since you missed your junior season. So we'll see if his recruiting takes off. Like I said, I think he's a inside linebacker or a sniffer fullback at the D1 level, whether it be FCS, South Dakota State, Indiana State type fullback guy. We'll see. But he just continues to be impressive. Along with Braden LaFollette, who had 10 tackles.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So, from the safety spot, Coach Gooden and his defense really ask a lot of our safeties, especially Brado, to be in the run fits. So it's usually an unaccounted for player in the offensive scheme. So he flies down in there, but he's in the right spot. It's one thing to fly down in there and be out of control.
Right.
But couldn't be more proud of him. The way he approaches the game, his consistency has gotten so much better. He's always the same guy every day, works hard.
Well, at that position, discipline is everything.
It is.
And
you can get out of place quick if your eyes are in the wrong spot. Coach Whitfield and Coach Gardner preach to those guys all the time about if your eyes are in the right place, you're going to be good. And it can be difficult. Teams are jet motion and going counter and all these things. And if you get your eyes in the backfield, you can get lost. But Brado's doing a great job there. Up front, MJ had 5 tackles and got his first sack of the season, which was good to see. And then Braylon Morris came in and obviously we have some really good corners, and Rel and Kas have started, but in order to be a great team down the road, you'd like to have 22 starters at some point. Yeah. You don't want to have a bunch of two-way guys if possible, and so those guys competed. Coach Juice had him competing in practice, and Braylon kind of came out on top just because of his effort, not only on scout team earlier in the year, but on JV games. He's a dog. He makes plays, and practice makes plays, so we got the start.
Got a nice pass breakup in that very first drive, saved a touchdown, turned it into a field goal.
He did. So that was good to see a young guy that, you still have competition in practice, because that's what makes teams great. When you have guys still competing for spots late, halfway through the season, and somebody earns it and then goes out there and plays well. So it was good to see Braylon there.
Yeah. How about special teams? Do you have anybody stand out to you?
Electric Kashmir Hicks with a great 95-yard return. Really sparked us. I thought it was going to be the turning point and the turnaround of the game. Kickoff returns get everybody hyped. But I do want to shout out the blockers on that play. So Braden Smith, Bryson Bonowit, Landon Hazelwood, Bryce Johnson, Casey Berry, Elijah Trammell, Jalen Shanks, Hunter Harvey, Nepo Dodo, and Braden LaFollette all did a masterful job on that play if you watch the film. And just couldn't be more proud of a team. I knew we were capable of breaking one at any time. And I still think it's going to be a major weapon if teams can't kick it in the end zone for us. So that was the special team standout play for me.
Yeah, he was electric on Friday on kick returns.
Yeah.
So, all righty. So we're going to step away for a moment, and we'll play a little quick game with a couple of our players. We've got Carson Ison, Bull Polston, Kas Hicks, and Pharrell Carter. So we hope you'll enjoy that game, and then we'll be back in just a moment with Coach Enright. All right, folks, we are here to play the flip game. For those of you that don't know, it's a game on your cell phone. Basically, one person will hold up the phone. It'll give an answer, and then the other person will give clues. If they say any word in the answer during those clues, they get it wrong. So they also can pass. If they get it right, they'll flip the phone down, and we'll get another clue here. So let's introduce you to the contestants. First, we got big number 12, our quarterback, Mr. Bull Polston, and our wide receiver, number 10, Mr. Carson Ison. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Are you ready to play flip?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So Carson is going to give the answer, and Bo's going to do the clues here. So Carson will be your answerer.
All right. 2, 1. He was a running back for the Rams a long time ago. Long hair.
Todd Gurley?
Yeah. When the running back comes in to play quarterback, the formation.
Wildcat?
Yeah. The team with the horseshoe that plays football in this state.
Colts?
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts? Yeah.
Quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
Peyton Manning? Or current?
Current.
Russell Wilson?
Yes. What you do after a play, you all come together.
Huddle?
Yeah. Go up. You chug one of these after a big win if you're older. You got to be 21 to drink it.
Champagne?
No.
I don't know. Pass.
All right. He's the dude the video game's made after for football.
Joe Madden?
Yeah. Not a pass, but a
handoff.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So you got 7 there. So we're going to give Bo a shot here.
It's a lineman. One of the linemen.
Center.
No.
Guard.
No.
Tackle.
Yes. The very last game of the year in the NFL.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. What you're wearing right now?
Jersey.
It's
a football uniform.
Yeah. I don't know. Skip. I don't know how to describe that one either. Skip. What happens whenever there's 4 of them? Four of them in a series.
A drive. First down.
A
down.
Down. I don't know. Skip. You have to wear it, or the rest will give you a flag.
Knee pads.
You take it out before you
Mouthpiece.
Play. Yeah. I don't know. Whenever you score.
Touchdown.
Yep. All right.
So we got 6. All right, so 11 for you guys. So
13. 7 plus 6.
There we go. Or excuse me, 13. Just kidding. Math, not my friend.
Man,
So we got 13 for these guys.
I didn't know that was...
So what we're going to do, we're going to let these guys slip out. We'll have a couple other players come in, and that'll be their competition. So guys, good luck. We're going to put you in the isolation booth so you can't hear any of the answers or anything. I'm kidding. We don't have that. But we'll let you guys go, and then we'll all come back at the end. All righty?
Thank you.
Good luck, fellas. All right, folks. We are here for round number 2 of Flip. I'm with standout wide receiver number 1, Pharrell Carter, and also standout kick returner defensive back number 7, Kas Hicks. How are we doing this morning, guys?
Good.
All right, you ready to obliterate the 13 that was scored by your teammates earlier?
Yeah.
All righty, so go ahead and get your phone there and get started here, guys. Let's see how we do.
Yeah.
What we did in the summer, like before we started playing games.
Practice.
No, against other teams.
Scrimmage.
Yeah.
Or go up or down.
Down.
He wore 85, and he changed his name to his number. He played for the Bengals.
Ocho Cinco.
Yeah. Daniel Jones played for them.
Giants.
Yeah. What you played?
Cornerback. DB. Defensive back.
Yeah.
We'll give you that. That's all.
Pass. Russell Wilson played for them.
Seahawks.
No.
Broncos.
Yeah. What we play on, like as a group, what is it called?
Team.
Yeah.
There you go.
Johnny Manziel was there.
I don't know. Team.
All right. It's tough.
All right, so we got 6 on that one. That was pretty good, actually. So we're going to switch it over here to Mr. Carter. So here we go. Pharrell is going to be giving the answers.
I don't do skip. Skip. That's a senior, I think. What you do after you score? Celebrate? No, like kick it.
Field goal?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's extra point. I don't know what that is, skip.
Oh my God.
It's illegal. It happens a lot on kickoff. Like, kick.
Blindside?
Yeah.
Block?
Yeah, block. Pat Mahomes played for him.
Chief?
Yeah.
I do not know how they got that.
Derrick Henry played for him.
Titans?
Yeah. What I did the other day when it was flagged.
Passing, right?
Yeah. College team.
Texas?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. What you do? I can't explain that. I don't know.
All right, so you guys got 6 there. So just short. All right, folks. So now we've got everybody in the fold here. Congratulations are in order to Bo and Carson as they have won the flip game, but by the slimmest of margins, only by 1. So good job to everybody. I'm not going to lie, that's a little bit harder than I think people realize. So while we've got you guys all together, we thought we'd ask you a couple of questions. So how long have you guys all been playing together, would you say, as a group?
Since second grade.
Second grade. It's a pretty long time. I think you guys know each other by now.
Yeah.
So with that being said, since you've known each other a long time, what's your favorite memory together as a group?
Probably
Rocky Top.
Rocky Top.
Yeah, I'd say winning Rocky Top
That's pretty
in
good.
Tennessee.
I feel like that's a really big deal in Decatur. A lot of the guys that have done that in the past, as they grow up, they say that that's a huge memory going and playing in that tournament. So that's cool that means a lot to you guys. I mean, in 7th grade, you do something like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. And what do you think? How do you think you're going to do against Mooresville on Friday? What do we think?
I think we're going to pull out a win.
I hope so. I think so too. Especially after the last 2 weeks, you guys got to be hungry for a win, ready to do whatever it takes. So I can imagine. Well, best of luck to you guys. Hope everybody plays well on Friday. Stay safe as well, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.
All right. All right, folks, we are back. I'm Jason Schanzel with Coach Kyle Enright, and we're going to kind of preview this coming week. So, Coach, tell us a little bit about Mooresville and what challenges they might present for us.
Kind of our theme going into the week is us. It's not about them, which is a great week for that, because there's a lot of hype. The Curry Crazies and the Hawk Block, and we're so close in proximity to one another, and some people call it a rivalry, It is what it is, but our main focus isn't on them. We really haven't talked about Mooresville much. We've talked about us. Our main goal on Saturday morning when we came in as a varsity team to watch film, we put up on the board 5 turnovers, 2 block kicks, execute, details, us. Everybody has good players. Everybody has good coaches. Yeah. Everybody's good. It doesn't matter the other team.
Conference is pretty
They can all beat you at any given day.
Agreed.
So we're not going to look at them. We're going to look at us, focus on us. But we're excited. I think, through 2 days of practice, the kids have done that, and we can't wait to go over there on Friday night.
Yeah, and if you're not motivated for this week, what are you here for?
Yeah, it's going to be special. It's going to be fun.
Couldn't agree more. So we'll see you guys at Mooresville Friday night at 7 p.m. So don't miss out. You're going to be treated to a special game, I think.
Blackout, Hawk Block. Let's get it rocking. Get there early. Be loud. Go Hawks.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday.